야, 드니 대랑 수종아 손디나라 요비 출루르 바가더니 로마남 바탐체 볼라 수조 데라건 참르적인스.
Good afternoon to all the students of religious studies who have come here this afternoon.
드니가 손디나라 용네 드니 참마다 드니 삼로지리 까자샤야 드니 그 고급토발라 빼 갑주신 보숑송스.
And I'm very happy to be here this afternoon and have the opportunity to engage in conversation with you all and have an exchange of ideas.
드니 때랑 아주 갑다시아데는 아주 드니 곰바글 호소당 드니 땅럽 시속 곰바글 호소 드니 땅럽 시속 니바 제야 드니 그 돈이 갑다시지레스.
And what I'm going to talk about this afternoon is monastic education and its role in contemporary Tibetan society.
드니 보바가 드니 곰바가 드니 소소간디 잡서 드니 드리즈 샤크리 옛날 디나라 드니 가초티 남바가 드니 삼로다 남바가 드니 타와다 드니 양만보즈네 제나발라 드니 모스토지게 드니 식시나 데 소소고 디톨라 로종시나 데 소소라 판토요레스.
So even though what I'm going to be talking about is the monastic education, I will include also discussion of Buddhist ideas and Buddhist thought, and perhaps this might be of some benefit to you.
드니 보바지야티 드니 잠볼랑가 드니 사차 원드시나 드니 사차 할리파 드니 묵서 산토사 드니 그 묵서 그 사차 드니즈라 드니 소와키르 용 그 머륵 드니즈레스.
So Tibetans, what we call Tibetans, refers to a people who live in a very unique and special place, a very high place. People who exist in this special place.
드니가 저 따르다 드니 사콜라 톨라 로르니 샹니 드니 위니 중지제 드니 니 엑섬 그나니 드니 보바지기데 드니 더 위니라니 용그 사하정 통보라 용그 드니가 드니 머륵즈레스.
The Tibetan people live in, if the world is divided into upper and lower halves, Tibetans exist in the middle at a very high altitude.
드니 디사샤티 톨라용 그 머륵데나 드니 로통착식다 드니 드니즈가 랑라 에 코랑초 드니 빰주리야게 통야다 드니 가서 차르 그 락스리야게 통야다 드니 그 톨라 그수 삼로만 보탕요 마레스.
So the Tibetan people for the past 1,000 years or more have not really given much effort or much thought really to questions of economic development.
드니 코랑초고 로통착식다 드니 섬자 드니즈가 나라 강라 짐직시 바리지나 조 코랑가 조 돈다니 그 톨라고 조 짐직시인도스.
But for the past 1,300 years or thereabouts, Tibetans have been primarily interested in researching two things.
드니 돈다니 돈다 땅보든 아주 뭐 세쪽고 톨라드니 짐직시가 요레스.
The first of these is human life.
드니 아랑 좀 멋지라드니 상로다나 베나가 촐라 왕차양요 고레 톱탕양요 고레 밤조리양요 고레 드니 대소 상화요 고레 가서 멋지라 대소 상화요 고레다 인나 가솔라 할리바 가르치슈데 아랑 저 세쪽레스.
In terms of humans, yes, we need rights, we need privileges, we need economic means, but in fact, what we need more than any of these things is the fundamental thing of life itself.
드니 아랑 저 뭐 세쪽라드니 무슨 약보지요 바데 하장가 좀 멋지라 상로다나 소소랑 그 세쪽데라드니 무슨 약보지요 바데 베가르친 보레스.
And so it's very important that we as individuals have a proper understanding and recognition of what this human life in fact is.
드니 아랑 저 대랑다나 용칸 참마드니 로마 참마 로뇽 딱딱래 드니 마옴바나라나 소소 머세 다롱 람카 mambo라드니 로고레스.
Everyone here this afternoon is relatively young, and from here you have a long path in life ahead.
드니 머세 람카 티소 나란 조이니 컴나 아솔라 드니 갑갑스드니 약보양 용거래 갑갑스드니 양 득보양 용거래 담다 망보 용거래서 영나 대적 나라 쭉 아초드니 소소가 최쪽라드니 무슨 약보지 요나 tani nga chola te phanthok mangbo yung gores.
So on the course of this future life, we will encounter, good things and sometimes bad things as well. But in any case, whatever we encounter, it's important that we have a proper recognition of what the value of our lives are.
Teni nipada teni ta nga cho yang boge na teni jimjik shi sa tonda nipada ka re na mi semkam la teni jimjik shi ge yore sim mag semkam la jimjik mambo shi yore.
And the second thing that Tibetans have been historically interested in researching is the human mind, human psychology.
Teni mi semkam go thola teni jimjik mambo shi teni mi semkam yargi so tongwa teni tabshi mambo teni koso teni te 르그네티 나라 요레스 티탈랑아서 곰제나 초코 곰탑제나 초코레 가르터 미셈라 야르게 통야다 데니 미셈 거나니 등머 mam보마 파메바시야다 데니 미셈 거나니 연든 야르게 통야가 데니 탑시 mam보 코서 르그네가 나라 요레스.
And so the Tibetan tradition has a lot of understanding of the human mind, and on this basis a lot of means and methods for advancing and developing the human mind, for developing its virtues and for reducing suffering.
Teni kaja tangmo sherna nga chon zambollang ka thola teni be na chuluk mambo yore ta to chama chuluk kang na la yang teni mi sim yarge so tongwa tabshi de teni boba ga teni ringne na la yo pan ra mambo yo mare se jamba so la rana so la yore ta yena teni mambo zum mendose.
Putting it frankly, even though there are a great number of religions in the world today, and each of them have their own approaches for developing the human mind, none of them have the extent of methods that the Buddhist tradition does.
Teni nga cho char ka thone sha na semkhum rig pa nga cho terang yang semkhum rig pa ga teni lojong shi san de din la chat she ge ore te na semkhum rig pa ga thola yang teni zambolang ga thola teni semkhum rig pa je teni ga rig pa yang yore ta yin na ti na la yang ta nga cho mi sem yar ge sa twa mi sem ga na ni dingmar chama me pa she ya ta te so ga thap shi de yang nga cho teni bo ga na la yo pan ra teni mambo mo de se so la thap shi yo yore ta teni mambo hale pa nan zom bo teni yo mares.
And in terms of the field of psychology, today our lecture is taking place in the psychology department. Of course, psychology has a lot to say about the mind, etc. But even in terms of its methods, its means that it has at its disposal for advancing the human mind, developing it, and for reducing suffering, its methods are nowhere near as extensive as the Buddhist tradition.
Teni nga cho mustik la teni samlo tang ba yen na nga cho mustik la teni so teni pamjur yen na re thop thang yen na re teni lipo de thang yen na re teso chama ya nga cho la go re chama hale ba kar chimbo re de ti nang ni nga cho sim kham ga teni de thang da hale ba kar chimbo re.
So in terms of human needs, we have needs of financial needs, we have needs for human health, we have needs for we require rights, we require status, etc. But really, our fundamental need is that of our minds, the health of our minds.
Teni nga cho nopshok la yen na zole sarji ga teni ne zonte teni lo nibja da jibche ngapche teni zga rang la teni mu chama ga samlo la chasam go yor jena nga cho la ngubu mambo yo na nga cho de mo ke boyong gore samne teni sam go yores.
Since the Industrial Revolution in the West, for about 200 or 250 years hence, the majority of people in the world have felt that their happiness will stem from the accumulation of lots of material possessions and wealth.
Teni tangbo nshok la teni ga samlo shong teni sharshok la song teni tartan ra boyna nga cho zambo lang mo changma ga teni nga cho la ngubu mambo yo na teni nga cho ke boyong gore demo yong gore samni teni samlo to teni res.
So this kind of thinking originated in the West, then it spread to the East, and now essentially everybody in the world thinks like this.
Yena teni tirim ni chachik 자 니시 바금 직다 되니 디름니시 자식 바금 골라 레몬데 되니 가서 잠발랑 거 넙쇼당 샤쇼고 마할리바 망보 되니 가서 그 탑시데라 똑바시 그 요래더니 대숨기니 되니 인사 말에 삼니 망보고 되니 삼고 요래스.
However, at the end of the 21st century, at the end of the 20th century, in the beginning of this century, many people in both the East and the West have really come to doubt and, in fact, question this assumption.
Then also, koso tobaki goya Gimson de Cherizina, then kosola Gimson meba mare kosola Gimson haliba chimbo yores.
And this questioning and this doubting is not without reason. In fact, people in doubting and interrogating this assumption are doing so with very legitimate reasons in mind.
Then also tobaki goya Gimson deng also mambo zalatini koransola ngubo toni na koso hajang katini mambo yo yore ti ngubo un soade haliba dini yargi tindi rete yendayang ngubo un soade ngachu ngama samlo la na la yo pandawo tindi demo dan ke bo mususoranga metsega na la dekit dini yongtab ko manduze.
And that is that even though we live in very affluent circumstances in terms of our material standards of living, the kind of happiness that we at one point in time would have thought would have come from this kind of lifestyle is in fact something that we don't enjoy and we don't believe we can enjoy.
Then it Gimson de Carezina, Natsum Ngupu Murgoze Mara, Natsola Ngupu Go Raising, Ngupu Mena, Natsu Sony Shit of Kamari. In Nayang, Natsu Ngupu Chupu Latinit in Joa Mirla Demochipo Yonda Mayonati Yont Commandus.
So this is not an outright rejection of the need for material things in our life. Of course, we do need them. However, to think that our happiness would stem solely from these kinds of things in life is very mistaken.
Then it Tambo Natsola, then is Samlo, then is Yonga, Gimson de Carezina, Natso, or so sim Sawa de Mashipi Gimson Gires, and Natso sim Dinala, Natso Mashipi Sawa Mambo Yore, then also Shiri Marite, Mashipi Gimson G. So
the idea that happiness would come from material richness, this mistaken idea was due to the fact, or it arose from the fact that we humans did not understand the secret of their mind.
Then sawa simga sawa titolaina teni da bogina Namalo Tonchik that any Simja Tindizaka Ranguni, Chane, Jimjig Mambo Shini, teni Titola, Jimjig Mambo Shi, teni Mambo, Nyamyu Mambo Sane, Tata in that any Halipa, Titola, teni Jimji Yoris, Semgotola.
But as to this precise question of the secret of the mind, the nature of the mind, this is something that the Tibetan tradition researched very thoroughly for a period of 1,300 years and accumulated a lot of experience in the course of this research, and so it is something the Tibetan tradition has significant understanding and respect of.
Tendi indi teni soso maombana teni ngacho pena boi inji kala gerata yana jaig la gerata yana boi rang thola yo patindi pecha mambore teni soso la mubayo na kale kale tela lojon shenan degrees.
And the contents of this tradition, the research findings, as it were, is something that if you have interest in the future, you can continue to learn about in whatever language is accessible to you.
Teni Boba organizena zote tereze, Boba organizena zote teni mi chechodan, mi semkam ni kala jimjigshene, teni mi chechok yarje tangwadan, semkam yarje satangwa, teni gatapshi zgla jimjigshe ore, tela Boba organizena chokore, Boba chuzena chokore, teni zres.
So when we talk about Tibetan culture or Tibetan religion, that's really what we're talking about, the research into the nature of human life and the human mind, human psychology, and methods and techniques for advancing the human life and for developing the human mind.
Teni ngacho lorji ge tolaina teni boba lorji ge tolaina ngama lorji ge tola ngacho teni gomba tiso sama teni ngacho tarta ge lobta chimbonda bore gomba tinala teni rigne lakshi da rigne da teni samlo ta so sama teni gomba nala lojong shege yore te ma to ba lobta chimbonda oda teni mambu yo mare je ngama lorji ge tola.
In traditional Tibet, the monasteries served the role of modern universities. So as places to acquire knowledge, to learn skills, etc., they were the place that people would go.
Teni tarta shusok sarwa nala teni ngacho teni da gomba ga lobso zera chik da teni lobta ga lobso zera chik lobso ti la ni so so parshi sarores.
Whereas in contemporary Tibet, there are now two branches of education. We still have the traditional monastic education. There is now also secular schools run by the government.
Tani shusoko tani loso ti nala loja loso ti nala tani nga zo be na ngu kamruk pandata tani sem kamruk pa yenare o tani to yang tani rukpa ti sirgi na zinjeri na to so ko ra da nga zo tarab kirni to so thamche pol loso sha ke ores.
So the secular learning institutions are places where people can learn things like physics and psychology, mathematics, etc.
Tani gomba tani loso ti nala tani karishe ge yozena gomba loso ti nala zo mi sem go korda tani checho ko korda tani mur soso go tani ta mo yagbo kandi shego tani soso go tani chu mo zambuz kunshu ko toni tani kandi shego tiso ko ra ga loso to gomba ti loso to jab ge yores.
And the monastic education system teaches about the human mind, about the value of human life, about moral human conduct, and how to be a good person.
Tani ti nani nge terang te number thamse pola ngochu sia te tani gomba ga loso korte yens.
And what I'm going to talk to you about today is the monastic education system.
Tani gomba ga loso to nga so shiso ko thola tani phamba kandi yongndo zo ti korwa te reze gomba shiso ta gomba ga loso unjera tinge sha ga yens.
And especially the benefit that the monastic education system has for society. So I'm going to talk about the connection between these two things.
Teni gomba ga teni loso tin na la shertang nang tun hale ba mambo ziyore tin ina te senga se terang tin ti chu mambo mo de tin na ne khashi z teni ngotu she ke yens.
The monastic education system, of course, encompasses a great many fields. Today we don't have so much time, so I'm just going to talk about a couple of things.
Teni gomba ga loso tin na la thomar kare teni sha ke yore zena teni khoso go shertang asu namba ga teni ko gomba ga loso teni sha de ate zo namba ga tawa te sha ke yore ze de nga so jagr ne yong namba ga tawa te sha ke yore.
So when we talk about education in the monastery, really we're talking about a place that teaches and instructs in the views of the Buddhist tradition, Buddhism as it came from India.
Teni jagar ke teni namba ti khorang ka tawa su te kangrezena teni khorang ka samlo tana jiktin ngaso jiktin dala teni shiba pol haz teni nusho ko teni chul ka nala shapa da o teni shaka yo mares.
And the fundamental view of the Indian Buddhist tradition is not one of where the world is ruled by a creator, say, as in the Christian tradition.
Chishina ngaso nusho ko chul ka nala shapa teni haz wa te yang teni chu reshi japsar jambaz ka wand shina pena ngaso chani rik pa nala reshi japsar teni daboz shina ngaso chigrin do na ha ko mares chigina thangse.
Whether or not the Buddhist view or the Buddhist view could be reconciled with Western ideas of God if they were perhaps explained from a different perspective, that might be possible.
Teni boba tinala teni kalise yorjena teni ngaran so teni pena timdir zia ti sha ke yore timdir zia ti la shig timdir zia shig ta teni nang timdir zia shig ni teni sha kan dos timdir.
So what the Tibetan tradition does talk about is dependent origination, the interconnectedness between things, and causes and effects being outer causes as well as inner causes.
Yeah. Then if she attempted the other countries in a Rangshung Kamgo, then Rangshung Kamgo teni ta Gerwa Tela Zegori, Korangla Gelatin, Jevikia, Penangazo Metok Chiki Gona, then Metok Teki Gona, then Korangla Saungore, then Korangla Chirgore, then Korangla Teni Judgore, Koranga Jekin Samanyam, the Zomsona, then Metok Teki Ongore, then Tela Shug Temdrizioris.
So when we talk about external or interdependent origination, we are referring to, say, the natural environment. A flower, in order to grow, needs the conditions of earth, seed, warmth to come together, and when they do, then a flower can grow.
Teni nipa tila nanga temperature ore nanga temperature penangaran so teni sim gayata, sim margawata, sim kipata, sim makipata. Teso Samalaya teni Korangla Gimson Mebamari Korangla Gimson Chindu, the Gimson the Jidang Kintiso Yona, the thing also same Gotolan Jera Mambo Mambo Yungare, me Seto Gotolan Jera Mambo Yungare Tela, Nungatim in those.
So that's external independent origination. In terms of internal, this internal relationship of interconnectedness between causes, conditions, and results, we can see that our moods, our feelings of happiness or sadness do not occur with no reasons at all. In fact, they do have their causes and conditions, and this is what we refer to as the internal dependent origination.
Then ending at some mustic than Maombala so demo than Kiboyonanda, Dungurionanda, Teso Tamchipo, the Gangian so then the Latin in Jerayo Marin, Jelam Jerayo Marin, Muzamba Salam Jerayo Mare, so Ranlam Jerayore, so Ranga Yaboshina, then he Jugotoni Yaboshina, Jeva Yaboyongare, Jugotoni Yapo Machina, Jeva Yaboyonga Maritina, Suso Tini Lewanda, then he Murana Suso Laragres in it is.
So for this reason, a person, in any individual case, whether a person will be happy or whether they'll be unhappy in the future is not something that depends on some kind of external deity, but is something within their own power. Knowing in terms of their own internal state, understanding causes will lead one to understand the results too. So in fact, individual fate in this regard is considered to rest on the individual person.
Then the Indi didn't also Shawa Leka Yakbozelena, the Nicoranso, the Leka Telam Devi Yakbonjoa, Shawa Dubozelenam, David Dubonjoa Tela, then he gave out and Murgivat in this area, gave us in a Mozella Pantoyanta, Shawa Yakbot Samala, gave us a then he Simpsons alla no Pakiata, Shawa Dubo Tamchibola, Murgiva Zegoreti, gave out Lena, Shawa Yakbotelena, Susorana Maombala Yakboyata, then he Shawa Dubotelena, Susorana Maombana Duboyua.
So in terms of this, we also say that good actions produce good results, negative actions produce negative results, and the positive results, that is, results that benefit others, are referred to as meritorious or virtuous actions, and actions which bring harm or negativity to others are considered to be unvirtuous or unmeritorious, negative. On this, and yes, and this is based in the idea that the nature of our actions, the quality of our actions, begets results. Pena
Jarkovchik tini Chimla Samlo Tambayana, Chimde Yabo Chona, tini Korala, tini Chapa Yungomari, Yabo Yungore, Chimde Yabo Mashona, tini Chimgotokoni, Chapa Yungore, the Chimti Ngola, tini Mutsama, tini Jamuri, Musa Chimchona, Tela Yabo Yungata, Musa Chimachona, Tela Chapa Yungore, Pena Tingato. Tinda we chumte tingato mo zuja pitini chumre zangato zambalanga jakvini jada lazala ransola chumyori ti chumdengato mi zuja pichumres jenwei taze mu zupi chumres.
And this can be likened to, say, the legal system of a nation where if we do everything right and obey the laws, we won't receive fines. However, if we do break the laws, then we will be fined. This is how the laws function, but this legal system that Kempo is referring to is human-made. It's made by man. But in this legal system, under it, everybody is equal.
Then you think come the last you think come the la then me zuba mayim beat any koranga roundshungut in the then he chunit chijan yoris, roundshungu chunit yoris, the roundshungu chuniti, then he penangazo, Nazo mukum tonga roundshungu chuniti, pena, then he made of Savon Latini, Meton Joanda Ota, then he neg Savon Latini, or penam jig Savon Latini, James Joanda, or thinking at some mukum tonga, there is it, roundshungu chunit, Zramgui Louis, and roundshungu chunit series.
So within our universe, there is a natural order of things. And this natural order of things, at least one kind of natural order of things, can be perceived with our eyes. So looking at, using our eyes, we can observe that a seed and earth and warmth together produce a flower. This is an example of the one kind of natural order of things.
Teni nga tsu muk mam thong wa teni jimje chi yo re muk mam thong wa jimje de nga tsu mung de teni thong thap ko yo mare ta ma thap na yang teni khorang ga teni te jodam je de la teni yang je pena leka yak bo lena te la teni je yak bon jong ta leka de bo lena te la teni je de bon jong teni nga tsu muk mam thong wa teni chi jang yo re.
However, there's also a law of cause and effect that operates beyond what we can perceive with our naked eye. And this refers to the results of our actions. So the fact that good actions will produce good results and negative actions will produce negative results is a law of cause and effect, but it's not one that we can observe so readily.
Teni tenji tawa ti nga chu teni shiso ko tola phanto gang du zena zenge ti ko na ngo te chi yen si ti tawa to.
And what I'd like to talk about now is how this view of cause and effect, is of benefit to Tibetan society.
Teni nga su shusoko thola teni ta tartan da boina pe nga zo mo gna la tarta teni mambo ta yo mare pe na nshoko shusong da wo yin na ja teni nga zo te yarjin ro panju yarjin ro de teni shusoko na la teni mo ta mi war ke teni yichi de halipa ga teni
while we haven't really started to see too much of this phenomenon in Tibet, certainly in Western countries, it's a rather widespread phenomenon that trust between individual members of society seems to be increasing, and there is an ever-growing distance between people. There was in the 1960s a survey that was done. Oh, in both America and England.
Ti thola pe na nga cho tini jwa ko ni tini mare la tini lan gyap chik bare zi ti thola jwa kare ko yojena kherang mo par chi wala ye chi ze ta ye chi we ze je ye chi yo we ze je ta tini ga tini jwa ta ko ni tini ma nam la tini lan gyap chik bare.
So this survey that was distributed asked everybody the question, do you trust, or do you have do you trust the majority of people?
Teni sheti teni chig trikshit hamba lola teni ga cho America ta inji ga nani mo jacha ngap chi ngap git ko o teni ko cho yichi yo zeni teni lan jam du si jacha ngap chi ngap git.
And in the 1960s in America and England, 58% of the respondents said that they did trust the majority of people.
Yeah. Teni lo nish subject ke jila chig gubchu kogit ko lola yankir teni tash shendu ze trawata so sama chig ba shikyang res.
And then 28 years later the same survey was repeated and exactly the same question was asked again.
Yeah. Teni ti kapse teni nga so mo parche wala nga khel yichi yo zenken ge mo de jacha simchi thamba ma to mandus.
But the respondents who said that they trusted the majority of people this time was only 30%.
Teni lo nish subject rang la teni ngama teni jacha ngabji yo ba de parchi sheka de teni mar hongdus.
So this was a reduction of about 50% in respect of how the respondents answered in the 1960s.
Teni tartan dayena to teli jang to ta teli jang dik bares.
And probably now it's even worse.
Teni tengai shaba mare America rang la teni to janga hali pasaro yores.
This is not my own subjective opinion. In America, there are very concrete statistics supporting this.
Teni ti jimsen de sawa gangla thyo rezena teni nga so teni mutso teni chik teni yen machi we jo jimsen gang rezena tela nga so samlo mambo teni tela teni nga so samlo tang go ndus.
And the reason for this phenomenon is something that we really need to think about deeply.
Ten garwa chimbo rez.
This is a very big division.
Garwa kan rezena nga so mutsama ga teni lobso 로다치 모나네 나더니 로소더니 약보더니 톱기도 가서 가마시 총냥바 있는다다 가마가마라 투나 다스타 델리장 로다치 모나라 로종시킨도서 고급 델리 제야그레지 너쇼라 삼로타나 멍망치와라더니 가서더니 로종시비더니 고급 약보요리 멍망치와더니 과랑초거더니 더니 네 로종고 환츠다 하점 통보 제외 짐통조요레스
Over this course of time, our standard of education has only increased. It's only got better. The majority of, compared to how things were many decades ago, people these days are receiving better and more opportunities for education.
Then ngaso lojong ko korkap tindi yakbo yona ngaso musjila samlo tana lojong mambo tini shena tani ngune tani shena ngaso mog piga de jebsang lan ro go reze lojong ngaso lojong ko yontsat kanri thombo yona mog piga de han tindi thombo yo go reze ngune shena
in all reason, it should be the case that as our that level of education increases, so too should the quality of our person.
Rideyina ngaso lojong ko yontsat chi robi kapse tini ngaso mog tini te pika jejin lan ro yo gim tak reze tini ngaso lojong ko yontsat chi re ta ina ngaso mog pika jejin ro mo de jeman ro ndo.
However, this is in fact not the case. Our level of education is growing higher, and yet the quality of our persons seems to be decreasing, diminishing.
Teni musjila samlo tana chorang teni yichi choksa unye tendisi na mo demada mo yakbo tendisi yembi ge tagreze. Karti chorang yichi ma choksa tendisi na teni chorang ni zenmada ni dugboda ni dugja tendisi yembi tagreze. Chon ni dugbo yembada ni zenma yembi gemsen jinga chola yembi chibi gemsen de terez.
It should be that a person who is capable of being trusted or who is trustworthy is honest and upright, and a person who is not considered trustworthy is considered, maybe deceitful or somehow not reliable. It would seem that the fact that people are not able to be trusted or are able to be trusted reflects in fact the quality of their character.
Dini Tibetan rawas penanga solo pamjur hale bayargin ro rete menam ko dumur ngaso dini district kum chonjang sinfu zhishu o ti dini jema ro ndu te ngaso garwa sigris.
And at the same time, our economic standard of living is increasing, and yet our suffering is increasing at the same time too. Our happiness index, as it were, is decreasing.
So, in terms
of our contemporary culture, our contemporary society, we have many contradictions. And if these contradictions are allowed to get bigger and to go on for a longer period of time, then we will experience a lot of unhappiness at the level of our societies and in the world at large. I'm the view that the belief that good actions produce good results and that negative actions produce negative results is of great benefit to this problem of people not believing or having trust in each other.
Roa mirgina dini ngaranso suso maong ba demo yong ata kipo yong da mayong de penal hadang rewa yamana chitini redang rewa tindi ngaso mukum thongya me ba tindi ngun rewa yamba zmayem ba soso rang leka yakbo lemle soso rang tini shawa maong ba la te soso rang yakbo shi sa na rang la thuyo ba ta dubuz re sam na rang la thuyo ba tindi za ko sona Teni ngazola teni riva mambo yorese soso te maombala shawa yakbolena teni maombala yakbozi osana ngazo tarta leka yakbole gore pena ngazo maombala pena lomazla sanlo tana ko maombana shawa yakbozi le gona tata lobda na ne teni lojo yakboje gore pena te danda boris.
And the way that this belief or this view is beneficial is insofar as the idea that doing good things today will produce good results tomorrow, and at the same time negative actions will produce negative results, will enable people to feel that in fact the future and their fate lies, the control of it rests in their own hands, and as a result of this they will be able to generate a sense of hope regarding the future.
And students? Just as students are studying now in order to get the result.
And this works in, this is comparable to the way that students today are studying, or they're studying hard in order to get good results in their future lives.
Tending sardi tending also maung baga tini ranga tini lewanta tini soso ranga lagla yo patenti si sarna tending also matsindala tini soso ranga tini ta tini harchung ka samba chichi ta thaidu o tendi mambo yongare tini shawa yargi landores.
So realizing that one's future fate rests in one's own hands, then one is able to generate an attitude of diligence, and that any hotsung kadeni samba gets abe. And this will bring progress for a person's future.
Teni te gomba teni loso na ne chigreja ngaso tela mambo shet yore da tisu medunge dordis Australians.
And this is one of the kinds of education that comes from Tibetan monasteries. I've just put it in a very summarized way due to the fact we don't have much time today.
Shada ngaso mtsamayenna teni ngaso pena tendi chila ngaso yichi yo sona teni soso shawa yakbo lena ngarang yakbo yongore dugbo lena ngarang dugbo yongore tendi tan dugbo lenyang mare samne tendi soso la rang tendi samlo yo sona teni tej tabdi borez teni tej na ngaso shawa ta cham ngaso matsama ga ten tramo tang demba tang tendi shekeres.
So this view about cause and effect, once it's embodied at the personal level, once the individual believes in it, then it is of great benefit insofar as that person will not want to engage in negative actions, believing that they will only bring negative results in the future.
Teni karti tinji ge yichi nga cho semga nala yona teni peda nga cho lobja na ne teni lojong shipi teni shirta laserta so samaye na maum bana nga cho mambola pandoya ma to ba mojala no ba mkia teni zrendo res.
And with this view in mind, say a student in a university learning lots of skills and knowledge will use these in the future to benefit others and will not use them in a harmful way.
Teni tendis mayona tata ngaso teni laksar na jewi ngonton haliba ngonton mambo ngonton jang laksar mambo yo ko yore teni ngaso mir ke teni shirg na jewi jetar teni rore ti kapsa ngaso samba yak bod mena teni ngaso laksar dang shirg te ta la teni ngaso mir ke na la pansang chik sila ngo korea ta teni chik sila teni lopa kia ta teni resona teni ngaso laksar yona mena teni tondak chibo yo mares rigne yona mena tondak chibo yo mares.
And this is important because if, as our level of knowledge increases and the skills that we have become more in number, we don't have this idea, then in the future all kinds of conflicts will ensue between people, and this knowledge and these skills will only be used for, say, deceiving one another or for fighting one another. And if this is the case, then ultimately it's of no use whether or not we have this knowledge and whether we have these skills. It will come to nothing.
Teni tondak nipa de teni nga zo yang gomba ga teni lopso ti nang la yang karchi shu chik de teni nyarji ta teni jampang ga korte la yang mambol lopso jap ko yores.
And the second point of education in the monastery that I'd like to talk about this afternoon is related to compassion and benefiting others.
Tani nga chu nyarji ta na tani jampang ga tani samlo to nga chu yor go re ma to ba te kar te me sona tani nga chu jampang ga samlo to me sona tani nga chu samlo chama nga chu rang shi bo to la tani samlo tong ga re ma to ba mo jan la tani samlo ta mo jan la phamba de ya ta tani nga chu shi ga ma re ji tani ga samlo to me tani lo so to me na.
And of course, compassion and benefiting others are of vital importance. It's absolutely necessary that we have them. Without them, then all of our efforts and all of our thoughts will simply revolve around ourselves.
Tani nga chu tarta mo hali ba mangbo zu de tani zambolang ga thola re khabar de tani nga chu yargi song charwi jar ka so na la bamjur yargi song chai jar ka na la tani mo mangbo zu ka tani semkham go thola hali ba ga tani na tu mangbo shong go res.
Particularly, all over the world today, but particularly in advanced, economically developed countries, the number of people who are afflicted by mental illness is very large.
Tani ngama yena nga chu pe na tirp jidan ba jogit ba chirga ba tindi na la yena pe na nga chu dungur ma chi shu de ga re na so so go tani pamjur ko thoni tani chi dungur rawo ta tani mathik mangbo jamni ti thok dungur rawo ta tindi nga so dungur te tere mang chi shu de nga so lipo dungur te re ngama yena.
In past centuries, in the 17th and 18th centuries, most of our suffering really was physical in nature. It was physical suffering, derived from the physical labors and toils we engaged in, or from participating in wars. Physical suffering.
Tini tirab mandrawa na la tini nga so yang dungur yang tini mandrawa jamba yongores.
But in different eras, the nature of our suffering is different too.
Teni tarta nga chu dungur ma chi shu te teni ta nga chu tarung yang nga chu zambalang ko thona libo ko thola zaki me konji me ni dungur yen ke mambo yo re ta ina tarta nga chu mambo zu ke dungur ta teni semkham ko thoni dungur res semkham ko dungur ngar me pa ko dungur ha le pa mambo yong ko dus.
In today's world, there is certainly the case that there are people who suffer from inadequate food, inadequate clothing, and certainly this is the case. But the majority of suffering these days really is mental suffering. It's related to our minds.
Teni perna tonsir ganna tawala samlo tana America la chig trikchet hambani nistong lo jujut hamba na la teni tonsir ganna nanken de teni dabj ginger. In terms
of depression in the United States, since the 1960s, the number of people suffering from depression has increased tenfold.
Teni tonsir kan nat teni thomar nga chu te tangbu chig trikshi thamba lo la teni tonsir kan nat navi ti ne kab kan teni mo napat so ina kwarang so chamnim go khwa so teni lo jang de teni nishi sar gare se pinju nielin nishi sar gare te mo chong so la ti kar sin nat mandus.
In the 1960s, the average age of depression sufferers was 28.
Tani tarta ina tani ta ti chamnim go tani nat chamnim go tani lotang de tani lotang chiji re tani po chong la yang tongser ka nat yong do si tarta.
Whereas these days, the average age of a depression sufferer is 14, so really the age of a child.
Tani ta nga so chama tani to tani pamjur na nga so ngamali tani dab mango tani jinjin ro America la samlo ta na nshogla re tela pe na trikchi thamba lo ne jig trikchi thamba lo ne ni tong lo war to musoso go ger ke yong bob ko and shina 심질 제망라 송요레스 답심 제망라 송요레스 밤주르 데나.
If we look at the case of America, then from the 1960s to the early 2000s, the economic wealth of society increased threefold.
Tini tirp chirga bada tini chogge bata so nala shongwi ti samlo ti rigne to karte yang tak ba yinna tani nga so ngone tane Bamjuriala Jishi Gandhi Sona, also Dindis Dikit Dandambada, Simcom Ganala, Deva Yung Gores.
And if the ideas that we had in the 17th and 18th and 19th centuries were correct, then as our economy, as our affluence increase, then so too ought our happiness.
Rita tun ngubu tone tendi yong bandik zenga so tas pamjuriya jere teni dechid mar cheme tendi royore semga nala chamse marke patendi chemanglan royores.
However, that hasn't been the case. As our material standard of life has increased, in fact, our happiness has diminished, and the number of people suffering from mental illnesses has only grown larger.
Tani tongser ka nata country yung ndag zena tini ngarang so maung bala samlo mambo tangne ta maung bala ngarang chire samare mure samare ndnduk samare janjnduk samare samne maung bala tini samlo mambo simcher mambo shijati tani nga chola tongser ka nata yung ndag.
One of the sources or main reasons for depression is in fact many feelings or anxious thoughts about the future, worrying about what we'll do, what we shouldn't do, what will happen, what won't happen.
Tini tirb ni shistachik baganala nga chon roa mir ka tini shishkit ka chowo mshya ga tini jimsen ka tsawak simde tsawak sim dozi to nga cho tini tirb ni shistachik nala mshir gona sanda sin je tini to mkhke ka jikin chowo sim dozi.
In the 21st century, there are three main causes of death. One is AIDS. And second is cancer. And the third is depression. And probably suicide will, in the near future, become the fourth.
Gacha
kate? Gacha gya. Oh yeah. And 80% of the suicide victims commit suicide due to depression.
Tani tanga so te pe nga chola njimdir ka chakin nga so ngamale tarta zangare tani chungtong thongshun go tani khabar dan so nga so ngamale tarta zangare nga so zakire konjere changma nga so ngamale tarta zangare je rete nga so tini sem go thole tini dungor mambo ta gani yong gore tini samlo thang go dos.
So in terms of our transport, our communications, everything that we consume, our food, our clothing is all better in quality than it has ever been, and yet we feel very unhappy. This is something, the reason for this situation is something that we need to examine very closely. Kimball has seen a statistic referring to the situation in America. He's not sure if it's accurate or not, but what he did say was that 50% of suicide victims are in fact old people.
Lo
gacha. Oh. Katse? Kutso And the most of these senior citizens committing suicide are over 85 years of age. And this, in fact, that this is the case is a sign that, in fact, beneficial work that benefits others, compassion, concern for others, looking after others is on the decline.
Teni nga so tarta modang mo bar ka teni restak da hajang teni jerang la ta ro rezin ro wi gimsen gang rezin na teni nga so tarta modang chcha ni ka ren ji dui hua modang chcha ni ka ja sha ji ma to ba nga so modang mi wa la teni ka sha ba de jenyong rez.
And in terms of the increasing distance between people in society, or the feelings of distance or estrangement is due to, in fact, the fact that contact between people is less than it was before. It's becoming less. While people have contact, interaction with animals, in fact, interhuman interaction and contact is becoming less frequent.
Tini chaparda nga tsu mocho sem ga nangla tini nyarje da shamda nyarje da jampang ga samlo tini de meti tini nga tsu nyamda ne pine kamna pe na nga tsu nyumambo zo nyamda yoni zamaza garjab tini shena ya ti nangla uni tane ngarang la chokpo ngoma ngarang la sem khrishin ga moto ta yo mare siti nangla.
Even though we might get together frequently in large gatherings, loud, noisy gatherings, nevertheless, many people will not feel that one person among this crowd of people is their real friend.
Tendri yendi tini nga so matsama ga tini ngarang chikpo yin, ngarang kerkyang yin samni kudu jang. Ngarang chikpo yin, ngala chokpo yo mare sambi samlo to tsama la yungo yores.
And as a result of this, many people develop feelings of intense loneliness, of feeling very alone and as if they don't have any friends.
Tendri indi tini nga so madam mi wala pansan tini shikashila pansem me madam mi wala kabda shikidam jera me tendri resondi rang chikpon ra ore sondi tini nga so sem gatola maong bala nga kanri rento nga maong bala ngarang nayona ngarang tini chu dondak shongyona nga kari rento nga la dakpo jam kanyo mare tendri ga samlo haliba mambo semla yungo yores.
So as a result of the fact that there are not great opportunities for people to be together, chat together, interact with each other, benefit each other, then people feeling very lonely then start to project and worry about the future, what they're going to do to cope in the future. If they get sick, what if this happens, what if that happens, how will I cope?
Teni tendri la teni nga tsu shiso kawar ka matsama katak cherang song teni matsama ka sem ka nala dungmar mambo yong ni teni nga tsu ngubo mambo yong na teni pantok me dungmar chechong la nro moto wi jimtsang chikto teni nga tsu teni zyan la samlo mautang wi jimtsang jires.
So the fact that social distance is increasing between people in society, suffering is increasing, and that increasing material standard of living is not bringing happiness is all linked to the fact that we lack the benefiting others, or the attitude or conviction of benefiting others is lacking in our society.
Tani tarta nga so te lo nyarji che ata jampang ka teni samlo ti thola nga so lo jong ma shi jongder ma shi na tani nga so maung bala tani di jimsenji tani nga so la maung bana tani zambalang de la modiwa mambo pe mambo yongres.
If we don't really learn about benefiting others and train ourselves in benefiting others and in compassion, then it is very likely that in the future our world will experience great unhappiness.
Teni ti jimseng gang rezila nga rang tso perda teni soso pesho tangya ga tonkong ziyuan. Tonkong de teni jenyong zhou yores.
On the one hand, our the resources we have available to us are decreasing.
Teni nga rang tso mariri goi na teni tonkong pesho tangye ta teni tonkong chola tangye ta jemang lan zhou yores.
However, the number of people who need to use resources, and in fact the number of people who waste resources, is only increasing.
Tendri yendi teni maung bala teni tonkong de jenyong la songdi teni chi nare mrgi nare teni terka nare toso tola teni maung bala chama nga chibola goze jala samlo tama shidi teni nga so teni titolin ramra mambo zambalang la teni mabdeva mambo yongres.
So in the future, when we are experiencing shortages in things such as water and grain and all kinds of minerals, then the attitude that an attitude of selfishness, that in fact we need to get everything for ourselves, will result in a situation of great conflict.
Tendri indi nga so tarta ni pe na zambalang la teni chi shikin chimbo yongkang ka teni loja chimbo ndo so nang la yinda manda teni samlo ndo so ngarang ka samna ti halipa gong ndo sam gandusi.
So it's of extreme importance that in this point in time that that particularly among influential universities, people really put their minds to this question.
Teni te ni padere teni sambata ngacho yang gomba ga nane teni ta mangsu to gomba ga loso ga nane teni sambata kan rezena teni soso go sem yarge sa ton gum jamne teni sem yarge sa ton ya teres.
And then the third point of monastic education that I'd like to talk about is in relation to improving one's mind through meditation.
Teni gum gyawati ngacho teni to te chuluk tagdags marezi chuluk chigdam dewa yona ya chokorezi chuluk chigdam dewa chaani mena ya chokorezi.
Meditation, on the one hand, we can say it's part of religion or it's religious, but it's also possible to extract it from its religious connection and talk about it as an independent thing.
Pena ngacho lipo dela teni jondr shego orezi lipo to jondr mashina ngacho nar damra yongdos pena ten dawa go teni ngacho semkham layang jondr shego ore semkham lab jondr mashina ngacho semkham go thola teni nar damra mambo yongdos.
So just as we need to exercise our physical bodies to keep them in good health and prevent us from getting sick, so too do we need to train and exercise our minds.
Teni semkham go thola teni yargi tongyate
In terms of developing our minds, there are a great deal of methods and techniques in the techniques.
Teni ngarancho tarta samlo tangji te kangrezina teni ngaranga khangbai chongchong ne chembo ne tele chembo teni ngarancho langkhorien na teni dugbo le zambo le tele zamba teni tana la samlo tangji ma to ngaso so rang yarji kanti tangku samlo tangyo mares.
What a lot of people, I think, really concern themselves with, though, are things like upgrading the size of their home from a small one to a middle-sized one to a better one, or their car, or some kind of other external focus. They, in fact, pay very little attention to developing their inner selves. They're developing their minds.
Ngacho ngupo yarje tongje te yang karchim boreze ngacho chowa chiso yarje tong gore te tona teni rikre te maton zegmare chokoreze re te tele yang karchiwa te ngacho rang yarje tongati tele yang karchiwa zres.
So whilst it's important and it's okay that we think about improving the material quality of our lives, what is more important than this is in fact improving our inner selves, improving the quality of our minds.
Teni di tabshita ngaso rang yarje tonga ga teni tabshita rang ga chechog yarje tonga ta rang ga semkham yarje tonga ga tabshitela teni gum gyabze gre ti gum ti dong ga thola ngaso semkham gu jondr che ga tabshi zre ma to tele jambaz mares.
And this method for improving one's human life and for developing the quality of one's mind is precisely meditation. We can talk about meditation really as being a means of training, or a psychological tool for training one's mind.
Teni ti gum jamna teni ngaso sem go thone teni perna tonsir ka nan rata teni sem go thola yopi ne teni sem kham go nan jamra mambo te so thamchi pola hal leba phanto yore tela char ko denhang yore te char ko jimjing mambo shini ti trimje teni to tarta yores.
And meditation is something that can have great benefit for all kinds of suffering in our minds, depression, etc. The fact that meditation can yield great benefits is something that there is significant scientific evidence of.
Teni te ngacho nangba ga teni nangla teni gumthap ramra mambo yore chorancho pesho tana teni chokores.
And so within the Buddhist tradition there are many kinds of meditation approaches, and these are able to be open to be used by all of you.
Yena kyarancho nambashi go marese kyarancho nambashi samna chokore marsamna chokore chulung jamba pena ishi chulung jada dindig chulung la tapashina chokore yana chulung la tsahani tapamashina chokore garsar tabshi teso tabjo po pesho tana rigres.
And all of these techniques are available to you. That it's not necessary, however, that you be a Buddhist in order to make use of these methods. It's fine if you are, if you're not, if you're a Christian, if you've got some other religious faith, or if you don't have any religious faith at all.
Teni nga so mo mangbo zi ko teni nga so lobda ga na la yo pi ne kabna di shiso wo jiktin da teni ha jong ziba tin zi yin sam ne nga so mo mangbo zi ko teni sam go yores.
A lot of people or a lot of students while they're in school feel that the outside material world is in fact very wonderful, very beautiful, very seductive.
Teni nga so mo chama ga teni so rang ga teni chechok ko na la maung bala teni hajang gum zidig dang damba teni ga teni chu netser teni mjongjela teni rewa jab go yores ma chama ga teni yo ki rewa jab go yores.
And many people, many students have great hope, or they place great hope in their lives being very beautiful in the future.
Rede nga so simkham yargi sa mabtang ran so chechok yargi sa mabtang na nga so teni jiktin de shisok de teni ga halibagum zidig dang damba mares.
However, without improving and developing our minds, then it's not possible that our lives, just based solely on the things outside, will be beautiful in nature.
Teni nga so chama ga maung ba na teni ton dak mambo la teni dongsat go res men tui teni she go res.
In the future, there are all kinds of things that every single one of us will need to confront.
Teni ti kapsa nga so la simkham yakboz yor go re ma to ba nga so shirigta teni lastar chibos kun rukum bandus yong bandus.
And when in confronting all of these things, we really need to be strong in our minds. Simply possessing knowledge or possessing skills will not be enough at such moments.
Teni nga so chingni nga so teni shawa so rang teni shawa dukbo shina nga so dukbo yong sambi teni to yichida teni ni pa teni jampang teni samlo ta samba to gum jawe nge terang shapa te so samdres.
And in order to be strong in our minds, we three things. First of all, the belief that our negative actions will produce negative results. Secondly, an attitude of benefiting others. And then thirdly, the practice of meditation.
Teni to so sambo to nga so yakboz teni she thsona teni so mse derchetang damba ta teni marjana yang mambola teni panthoya da teni yongre.
And if we're able to really apply these three things, then in the future we will be able to lead happy lives and lives that are of benefit to others.
Teni te dang nyamdu teni nga so pamjoria je tong go re char ke laksar yang lab go re dangrib ke gne la lab go re nika den ramnyim re ne teni tomnyim z yong sona te yak boyong gondos.
And if we're able, in emphasizing these things, are able to continue to work on improving our economic standard of living, on in scientific research, technology, etc., then if we can keep these objectives in balance and bring them together in balance and harmony, then we will enjoy good results.
Teni nga so jiktin di thola shigun jiktin yin nanda teni nangaranga sem ga thola yin nanda nga so ta nan di thola halipa ga teni ngomsir ga teni nyamnyung mambo teni yores nga so jiktin de la teni shiro ga jiktin 外面的世界 shiro ga jiktin yin nanda rang ga sem ga thola yin nanda ga te nga so ti thola yakbo zo teni jimjik shi teni shi na ti ngomsir ga teni yamchen ga teni nawa mambo nyamnyung mambo yongore yamchen ga tabmo ze gona yamchen ga nyamnyung mambo yongores.
If we research and pay attention to not just the external world around us, but also to the inner nature of our minds, then we will discover all kinds of amazing things.
Yena nga so teni so zageta gongeta teni chi tendriz ga to mupo go tole yara gar matana nga so mase de teze teni chi teni lo pambo yiha teni rendores.
However, if we are unable to really get past being our concern with mundane things like eating and our everyday lives, then in some ways we will lead rather regrettable existences.
Teni chang so teni lobjang na ne teni semkham ko korta jampang ko korta ndoso la lojong yak bo shi ne maung bana so teni mase dondang damba yongya dang teni mo jamba la pantok yongya o teni ge molom yen teni ngen chatchen ju zo song tji ches.
And I'd like to end with the prayer that you all work hard on improving your minds and on benefiting others and through this enjoy great happiness and are able to be of good use in the world. Thank you.